Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your reading. So this is a reading for the sign of Gemini, sun, moon, or rising. If you have Gemini in your chart, if you're here cross-watching, welcome to the Gemini reading. The only thing I say usually opening the readings is just be patient, because the more cards that come out, the more clear a reading can become, or it can literally turn on a dime. So if you're not quite resonating just yet, but you were drawn here because of how it was titled, then stick around, because there is a message here for you. All right, so the first layer of cards will be in fast forward. I just do that to save on time, and then in real time we'll clarify and all of that. So let's go ahead and get started for Gemini. Okay, Gemini, so let's jump right in. So you have the rune here. This is the rune for, it can talk about signals, and it can talk about communication, and for healing purposes, it can talk about guilt. So we'll see how that maybe pertains to the reading in a moment, once we get clarity on how the reading is going. But when it comes to relationships, it's really about communication. When it's personal, it's about signals. And for healing purposes, again, like I said, it is guilt. When I was pulling this, the Three of Swords and the Eight of Swords came out together, and then these two came out together. Usually I try to do 3 rows of 3, but if 2 or 3 cards come out, I keep it. If it's more than 3, then I put it back. So the Three of Swords was feeling a little bit like jealousy versus like sadness and loss, and pain and hurt. It was more of like a jealousy, and then with this coming out with guilt. So we'll see if that ties in, because I do want to read it with the Eight of Swords here, where you're kind of in your head about things and overanalyzing. So you might be just comparing yourself to others or something like that. But let's start at the beginning. The very first card I always put here in the center top, that's going to talk about the heart of the reading, kind of, and this would be just the recent past, like how you're coming into this moment. You were coming in, we have all court cards at the top, so it was like you were coming in to seek out something that will be inspiring, or something that will bring you a spark, something that you're passionate about. But coming in as the Knight of Wands, I feel like you realized that you're wanting to go slow and be responsible about things as well. So then you have the Page of Pentacles here, more in the heart. So you might have been going kind of, for what, because we have the Ace of Wands down here. So it's like there's kind of a repeating thing here, where you're going for something that will bring you that happiness and that spark of inspiration, something that you're passionate about, but you're actually going to take it slow, or maybe you're learning new things about it. Kind of, maybe it's something new to you that you have to learn about it. But all in all, you're seeking the information that you need and being very responsible. So then you're actually coming into this now by realizing that as the King of Swords, that is your air element. You're seeing things very logically, clearly, and in tarot, the kings are how we navigate the world around us. So you're being very logical. And then the queens are how we perceive the world. So how we're empathic to it, or our intuition is coming out, all of that. So you're presenting as a king. So you're being very logical, making logical decisions, and seeing things very clear. Clear and just, like you're not being emotional about it. Which kind of, when we come over here, there is a situation where you might be later getting too much in your head about things, because we do have the Eight of Swords, where swords are, that is our mind, our thoughts, our, talk about communication as well. So there might be a miscommunication that has hurt your feelings. The Eight of Swords mostly, though, as you can see, she's blindfolded and bound. It's almost like a self-imprisonment that we put ourselves in. It's where we're overanalyzing things, analysis paralysis. And by doing that, it's almost like I feel like you don't have all the information just yet. And by filling in the blanks yourself, you're hurting your own feelings, because we always tend to make it way worse than what it really is. You obviously want what's best for the situation. You have the Knight of Cups here, so you're still going for it. And now it's becoming, you're realizing how much you want it here with that Knight of Cups, bringing in that emotion. And then we have an Ace of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles came up, I think, under both of these. Definitely this one, but I think it came up under two of them kind of in a row. So where it was on the bottom of the deck. Here we ended with the Magician being on the bottom of the deck. So this is letting us know that you now have all the resources that you need to make this happen. Whatever this is, or your heart's desire, whatever your current goal is, you now have all the resources to do that. And then with the 10 of Pentacles being underneath, it could be you're starting over, you're starting a new journey. Maybe you're moving into a new place or something like that. Or, the Ace of Pentacles can talk about a new house, a new car, a new job, something new coming in that is tangible. It's a pentacle. So then with the 10 of Pentacles being underneath, that could either talk about starting over, or it could talk about you more so leaning toward your legacy, something to build your legacy, or your maybe an actual house, talking about a house, something to that effect. We are going to clarify these because, like I said, I'm just kind of reading the gist of it, but the more cards that come out. So then we drop down here, the King of Pentacles came out with the Ace of Wands. So this is also kind of reiterating that you were kind of coming in, could have been a little fast and strong of like, I want it now sort of thing. But now you're realizing, because you're coming in as another king here, you're being very mature about it, but you're still going after what brings you inspiration and passion and all of that. The King of Pentacles is the self-made king. He is very grounded. He works very hard for what he has. And he's definitely self-sufficient, financially independent. But to have that where he's a very responsible, slow-moving thing where we're growing our legacy king with the Ace of Wands, it's like you're really going at this with a lot of taking your time and doing it right. Then we have the Chariot, which also talks about the time is now. This talks about movement. You've balanced your head and your heart, so you've kind of really went over this decision, and maybe you've had some hard times, and it's you're holding the reins. So this is talking about movement and progression, like success after struggle. So having the Magician here and the Chariot here, then we move on into, this is really feeling more like the time is now for me, because we have the Magician, and then we also have the Six of Pentacles. Sixes are awesome in tarot. They're what brings in that balance. So this is the equal give and take card. It can be the charity card. It's basically if you have had situations of lack, maybe you are starting over and you're going to be struggling for a little bit and the scales are going to kind of be off. This is saying, you know, that will be coming to an end. Things are going to balance out where you will be having money coming in, that sort of thing. There's a lot of pentacles here for your reading. So I'm feeling like this is job related, career, housing, something to that effect. There's a bit of, I'm getting in my head about it over here, but it's like you're seeing that you've kind of got to, you know, learn some new things or take things slow and do it responsibly and smart. Your heart's in it, your head's in it, and that's when we balance this Chariot out, because we balanced our head and our heart. You have the Magician and the Chariot, the time is now, and then ending with the Six of Pentacles. With this underneath, I mean, you very much could be having excess coming in to where you're helping others. The Six of Pentacles can mean many different things of that nature, of what's tangible and coming in the 3D world. You're acting as kings, you're very mature, and you're grounded, and you're seeing things clearly. The only negative things here would be these two cards. And these are just in your head of how you're, you know, it could just be that your heart wasn't in it yet, so you were just too much in your head of over analyzing and filling in the blanks yourself, and now you're realizing how much you really do want it, and then it comes to you, then you get to grab it. And sometimes the universe does that to us, you know. It's like, let's, you know, kind of has us go the longer route, so then when we really get it, then we cherish it all that, you know, that much more. You know, this is the card, or the rune, you know, of communication, and I'm just really feeling like a jealousy situation going on here. So maybe whatever was going on, like you and somebody else that you know, or you're watching somebody else's journey and it's really taken off for them, and you're wondering like, I'm doing the same thing, or I'm actually better, like why is mine not taking off? So you're getting in your head and you're kind of feeling that a little bit in this moment. But then it turns out you just needed to do that in order to get locked in with your heart. Like, wow, I didn't realize I wanted this that much. Is kind of what I'm feeling. And then it really takes off. You go from the Ace of Pentacles to the King. Then we grab our passion. We have, you know, the reins, and everything just starts coming in. Having the Magician under here is the perfect spot, because underneath everything you have the resources that you need. You have all the tools that you need to make this happen. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a few cards for each row, and then I'm going to pull an astrology card here, possibly a healing crystal card as well, because those really, but for some reason I'll sit here. I was doing a private reading and I was shuffling and nothing was coming out, and it's because I was trying to do that card first, you know, to kind of give me an insight of what the reading's going to be like let me get that card first, and it wasn't letting me. It wasn't happening. So I have to do the entire reading, and then we get the healing crystal message. I guess is how my guides like it to be, which makes sense. So then I'm not getting off track or just focusing on that one thing. Maybe that's just how I need it. So, all right, guys, let's get this clarified. So it looks very promising for this reading. You might be getting signals as well. We have this for personal signals. You know, that might have been the personal signal to go, okay, don't fly in too much to where you're, because the Knight of Wands can be a bit impulsive. So, and I think that's when you were like, okay, let me ground myself. I really want to do this responsibly. And that really put you in your King of Swords there. And that's awesome because that's your element. You're seeing things clear. And I'm noticing here there's a crow, a raven, or a bird here on the King of Swords shoulders. So you might be somebody that gets signs, messages from birds. I know I do. So that might be for you as well. For some people it's feathers, and for some people it's the actual birds. Like the bird is just being weird and like just out of nowhere, like all of a sudden birds come in, or like you'll know what I'm talking about if this has happened. So that might be the signs and signals that are coming in for you with this rune that the birds are communicating. That would end up being your guides or the universe. All right, let's go ahead. I don't feel like I need to clarify the top row at all. That's just representing kind of the maturity level or your headspace at the time, or how you're coming out about things. Let's go ahead and clarify that right there. The 8 of Swords with the 3 of Swords. So this could be where things turn, because if I'm feeling like jealousy, something like that, and something else comes out. All right, so the Queen of Wands. She is the confident queen. She's very confident. So I feel like that is kind of reiterating what I was feeling with this, where we're comparing our journey to somebody else's and feeling that, why is it taking off for them and not us? Is it ever going to happen for us? That sort of thing. And this is the universe saying, that you have this to remain confident, that sort of thing. We have the Prince of Pentacles underneath. And as you can see, this keyword here says reliability. So yours is taking maybe longer because it's going to be planted. It's going to have deeper roots. It's going to be longer lasting. It's going to be very reliable. If you're having a hard time locking down a new house, or if you're having a hard time, making this happen where you're growing, your finances, whatever it is, it all happens at different times for us, and yours is happening because it's going to be, I said the 10 of Pentacles came up twice here. That means it's going to be a legacy. It's going to be something long lasting. So that can take time. But the time is now, and you have all the resources. So just a little blip over here to remind you to keep your confidence. Let's see what else. Whoops. Right. All right, so we have an Ace of Pentacles here and an Ace of Wands here. Knight of Cups, King of Pentacles. All right. Whatever this is, this knight is looking that way. That's a thing that we look at in tarot. Which way is the person marching? Which way is, are they facing this way? Are they facing each other? Things like that. And that's really catching my eye as, you can see the hand coming in and grabbing the Ace of Pentacles. And it's something that really is going to warm your heart, something so to speak. Let's kind of clarify this. Even though these didn't come out together, I want to clarify this, how those read together, or let's just clarify the Ace of Pentacles here. Kind of this situation. Ooh, 4 of Wands. So the key word on here says celebration. The 4 of Wands brings instability because it's the 4 pillars. So we have so much stability with the 4 of Wands that it allows us to have this pause so that we're able to celebrate how far we've come. So that's why it's a celebration card. Sometimes it can be the marriage card. We do have, a Knight of Cups coming in to make an offer, and then we have an Ace of Pentacles coming in. So there is definitely stability. Whatever this Ace of Pentacles is to you, this offer being made or this ace that you're grabbing, the 4 of Wands can represent your house as well. So definitely for some of you, you could be buying a home, moving in with somebody, something to that effect. It's a housing change. Under the deck, we have the King of Wands now. So now we have a match set of the Queen and King of Wands. We have leadership and vibrancy. So, you know, let's see here. Like I said, the kings are how we kind of navigate the 3D. So I feel like how, you know, this is going to be tangible, this Four of Wands. So it might not be a pause moment. It's going to actually be a physical thing, like a house, or it could represent that stability. These four pillars. It is the 1111 card. The Four of Wands is a big card, even though it's not a major arcana. So let's go down to the Ace of Wands with that King of Pentacles. Oh gosh. Oh no, it went on the floor. Oh my gosh. 10 of Cups. Okay. Oh man. So as you can see, this says harmony, 10 of Cups. So under the deck here, we had the 10 of Pentacles. That's growing that legacy. We're growing our stability, our foundation, our safety, right? And then we have what brings us passion, what brings us happiness and harmony and joy with the Ace of Wands. So let me see what's under the deck. Oh my gosh, Temperance. Temperance is beautiful. It's a beautiful card for, you know, remembering to have patience. It's also talking about tempering out the impurities. So kind of tempering out what's not meant for us, things like that. It talks about doing things in moderation. So I feel like we're learning how to go for what brings us passion, to get our 10 of Cups, but we're doing it right this time. We're doing it smart. Let's clarify. I guess this situation over here. 5 of Cups. Let me get something else. Oh, I want to see what's under the deck as well. The 2 of Swords. So a decision. All right, that. So this came out, it spun around in reverse. Oh my gosh, there's the 2 of Swords again. So yeah, of course it came out before I reshuffled. So that is, all right, so the 5 of Cups is a feeling of loss, sadness, or pessimism, where we're crying over spilled milk, we're kind of in a negative mindset or heart set. It can be a feeling of the one that got away sort of feeling. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So the wheel isn't turning. We're needing to learn what we need to learn so then it can turn around and get moving again. So maybe this is talking about what you're learning. There's under the deck, there's this decision, so maybe in order to get things moving here with the Chariot and the 6 of having that, the scales be balanced in your favor, so to speak, to have like when you're, like, say you have a roommate and you're collecting the rent from, say you have 2 roommates and you're collecting the rent from the roommates, and one always gives the rent and the other one's like, oh, I'll catch up with you next week, I don't have it, that sort of thing. Like that would be a 6 of Pentacles, representing that negative side of the 6 of Pentacles, or the reverse, or the shadow side, where it's not equal and it's causing you lack. So when we have this in the upright with the Magician here and the Chariot here, this means we're not going to have a lack. But I think in order to get that flow, that's kind of something that you've learned through this, is with the tempering that you're doing over here, and you're being in your kings, you're being very mature and responsible about everything. You're not in the pessimistic energy anymore. And if you are, this would be your notice to say, you know, if you're not feeling like the time is now and things aren't moving along, or you don't have the resources, and the resources doesn't have to mean, all right, so someone threw you a bag of money, and then over here all of a sudden there's this ad for this new house, or however. It's not, everything's not going to just fall into place. That's not what that means. You know, it can just be as simple as, okay, this is going to be scary, but it's time, we need to decide to make this change, and knowing that it can work, and almost having that fool energy with it, you know, where you know things are going to work out. This is, you know, you're getting the signs and all of that sort of thing. You've been manifesting it, something that you thought about for a long time. So it's like it can be done. It's not like an impossible thing, but you do have to be the one to physically make these moves, to where you're deciding, okay, let's put this house up for sale so we can get a new house coming, you know, like that sort of thing. Like it can be scary and it can be big moves. It's all just magically not going to happen for you. That's not what the magician does. So this is representing like a standstill and a disappointment going on. And that's contradictory to the Chariot and the Magician. So with this being under the deck of the decision, this all could come down to if things are going to move forward for you. Maybe there's a difficult decision that you need to make. I hate it when this comes up in a reading, because I feel like it comes up a lot with the Two of Swords. But that's kind of like, that comes up a lot in life. There's decisions that... what is that one saying about getting out of your comfort? The only way to like make progress is to get out of your comfort zone. Like, it's uncomfortable. We have to make these hard decisions. So I feel like that's kind of the energy that I'm feeling like with, you know, my own personal experiences when I'm reading tarot for myself. If I have the Magician and then this, and then there could be, it's like two different versions of what could happen. It's, yeah, you've got to be the magician and you got to make the decision and make things start happening for yourself. And it can be beautiful. Or it can just kind of be a disappointment, a missed opportunity, and nothing moves. You know, the Wheel of Fortune is in reverse. So that's what I'm picking up here for this reading. I'm going to pull an astrology card and a healing crystal card. So any last messages or advice for Gemini's reading? Any last messages or advice for this reading for Gemini? I'm going to shuffle one more time. Funny, these ones sometimes I do at the beginning. So I was like, is it not going to let me do these at the end? Oh, look. Jupiter. Grow and expand. So that's definitely this energy right here, where things will finally have an influx coming in, growing and expanding. You're not going to have this lack or whatever that. So let's pull healing crystal. Ooh, beautiful yellow. All right, look at that. What is this? Golden Healer. That's the name of the crystal? Wow, I've never heard of that one. So we have Leo and the Sun for this card. This is for abundance, expansion, and golden rays. Look at this. We literally have expand here and expansion here. Grow and abundance. I mean, I like it. You can't make this stuff up. That's why I like to shuffle the cards until something comes out. And that's why I like to shuffle on camera, even if I'm doing the fast forward thing. You know, you guys see that this is what's coming out. Universal life force flows strongly with the golden healer. With an exceedingly high vibration, golden healer carries bioscalar waves, an abundant form of power that increases in spatial mass. This potent energy can expand awareness across multiple dimensions, transforming your vibration all the way down to the cells in your body. Connected to the solar plexus, this stone allows the highest form of healing for your identity and self-worth, releasing astral trauma that may have affected you and been passed down through your family lineage. So, oh, my nose is itching. Spirit is with us, guys. Okay. Under the deck here, for your happiness, for your future, you're coming in really, we had the Temperance under the deck here, for that healing. And I feel like there is a lot of self-worth going on. Like right here, we need this. I'm going to go ahead and place this crystal over this energy so that we can hone in our Queen of Wands and get our confidence for that, so we're not feeling that. Because if we start feeling and overanalyzing, that can be why we will have a disappointment or a halt down the road. So the golden healer, everything else is amazing. So I think this is kind of like your advice or your warning, like just definitely it's time to make the difficult decisions. You're holding the reins, you're doing the hard work, and you have all the resources to expand, to have growth and abundance. Oh my goodness. Beautiful reading. Thank you so very much, Gemini. If you have found, some kind of peace or some answers in this reading, make sure that you hit the like button, share, subscribe, whatever. And I will see you guys in my next one. Thank you.